Am I a child supposed to carry and birth another child? Am I to put my body through the physical trauma of pregnancy? Some here say they are pro-life. What about my life? Does my life not matter to you?
I'm 17 years old, and I shouldn't have to stand up here on a Tuesday night pleading for books in schools against adults that are acting like children.
I am frustrated, and frustrated can't even begin how absolutely terrified I am to live here. I'm expected to raise my kids here. I'm expected to go outside and walk my 5-year-old little brother. God forbid we look too scary. God forbid he accidentally is wearing his hood and we get the police called on us because we are window shopping to go steal later.
I'm 12 years old. I attend Buffalo Middle School. I play for varsity volleyball, and I run track. My education is very important to me, and I plan on doing great things in life. If a man decides that I'm an object and does unspeakable and tragic things to me, am I a child supposed to carry and birth another child? Am I to put my body through the physical trauma of pregnancy? Am I to suffer the mental implications? A child who had no say in what was being done with my body. Some here say they are pro-life. What about my life? Does my life not matter to you?
The lady's time has expired.
All of you are adults. Adults, right? You can drive, you can drink, you can vote. I don't have that. When I asked my mom if I could be dropped off here, her response was, "Is it safe? Is it safe?" You know, we had someone come up here and talk, and don't teach our children to disobey those who are protecting us. I don't see them protecting me. If you want to talk about those protecting me, I look to those who are standing right now because my trust isn't in them. I don't trust any of you. I don't trust any of the police officers because you have shown time and time again that we cannot trust you. I go to City High Middle School, just voted the top high school in the state. You know what they teach us? Teach us to speak up for yourself. We're IB learners, right? We're smart. None of you are smart. None of you can recognize murderers. You can identify that there is a problem, but you cannot fix it. I don't know much about the law. Again, I'm young, but I'm pretty sure an accomplice to a murder should be arrested. And right now, all of you sitting and doing nothing are accomplices to a murder. I don't want to keep coming here. Trust me, this is not how I want to spend my night. I don't want to come here. I don't want to sit here and I don't want to have to beg you to stop killing people. That's not what I want to do. I have friends, I have other things that I could be doing, and I'm sitting in front of a group of adults who think murder is okay. And you can't sit here and tell me you don't think murder is okay because you're allowing it to happen. If you want to talk about God, you want to talk about Jesus, I'm a Christian. I don't know what God some of these people believe in, but it sure ain't mine. I have never read in the Bible where he said we should allow the people who are supposed to be protecting us kill us. I'm sorry, maybe I missed that scripture though. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Please, please do not make me sit here and scream another name. Do not sit here and make me beg. And God forbid that name is mine. God forbid that name is any of these people. God forbid. Thank you.
I would like to take a second to reflect on the fact that nowhere in the book, A Place Inside of Me, are there vulgar, obscene, or explicit depictions, and that just because all of us have different experiences and backgrounds doesn't make something worth censoring or taking out of classrooms. In fact, it should be just the opposite, because students should be exposed to different cultures and backgrounds early on in order to foster understanding and build connections with classmates. We cannot continue to deny the perspectives of minorities simply because we cannot relate and have not experienced these events ourselves. There are children as young or younger than 6 that have been through, been affected by, or witnessed the hatred in this country. And this book provides a way for them and their peers to understand and come to terms with it in a book meant for children. We are certainly foolish if we really believe that by removing a book from a school's library, it will dampen a child's curiosity. The author, Zetta Elliott, writes, "Sometimes the students themselves need to remind adults that the purpose of education is to invite, not prevent, the curiosity that can sometimes cause discomfort. I fear that soon it will be extremely difficult for marginalized communities in all levels of education to access books with diverse and inclusive themes and values." It starts with this book, but I ask you, what's next? It's very difficult to grow up in a world without representation. As a queer woman, I definitely understand what it's like to grow up in a school or community that doesn't always provide access to differing narratives from minorities. I know what it's like to be curious. I know what it's like to have to seek information out for myself. Honestly, this lack of exposure was more harmful to me than helpful, and it created a lot of confusion later in life. Often in schools, it feels like we learn from a single perspective that limits the other perspectives of colored, disabled, queer, and disempowered people. The actual complaint reads, "There is nothing good about this book." However, this book portrays love, hope, unity, and forgiveness. These themes are quite the opposite of the, quote, book that promotes racism, anger, and division. With that said, I ask you to reflect on how exactly a book about unity, kindness, acceptance, and personal growth is in any way bad or promoting division. If we have reached a point in society where the mere mention of conflict or difference in schools is viewed as political, we have much bigger problems in this community than a children's book in a library. In the end, it comes down to your decision. A decision that will ultimately pave the way for future book banning decisions. A decision that will decide if children will have the ability to view the many perspectives of the world, and a decision that will affect the future generations that grow up in Sumner County. This is not a decision to ever be taken lightly, and I beg of you to show that an argument founded on white supremacy that attacks a book empowering different cultures will not be listened to or accepted in this community or our schools. Thank you for your time.